I was in Maiduguri for the first time July of 2015. I visited a hospital where there were so many children who were casualties of a suicide bombing. And then, we started to talk about the number of children who were displaced. I think at the time about 49,000 or so children were without homes. They were orphans, most of them under the age of 12 or so. So there was a need to, face up to this and do something. And that's why I thought, well, perhaps a starting point might be to build homes, an integrated sort of home environment that will have everything. So the next question, of course, is where do you get the money from? So I thought my 60th birthday would be a good opportunity to raise some money. Issues related to the Northeast have always concerned me. As it turned out, people were quite happy to give the money. And so we were able to raise a substantial amount of money, and we started the project.
Maybe bring the two of them, not that one, don't remove that one. It's the other one.
We looked at our plan, and the method of execution was the next thing for us to discuss. So we have this nice plan. How do we execute? And in our journey, we found that it had to be more than just a school. We're looking at children who've been orphaned, who've been traumatized. We're looking at how to provide them more than just, basic education, being in the classroom, but how do we provide them with life skills? How do we help them heal? So it morphed from just a school to more than just buildings, to essentially a community. We want to build something that is world-class, but something that is indigenous. It's not being built by someone from Ekiti State. It's not being built by someone from Edo State. It's being built by someone from Borno. The microeconomy was stimulated because we're injecting funds into that community, buying materials. So from the Bama sand, which has a rich cultural history, to the wood, everything was bought in Borno as much as possible. Those that couldn't be bought in Borno were bought from other states. So it's a local solution. So from one building, we basically are at 54 buildings today that can accommodate 1,000 children, 1,500, if not more. Beyond the brick and mortar, which is putting up this fantastic structure, the heart and soul and what would make the learning center really is the children, our children. Now, how do you select? We sat down and thought about it. Let's pick the most vulnerable and let's begin. So it was a very painful, emotional process, but it was something that needed to be done.
So what we did was to go into the camps, working with a whole lot of stakeholders, camp coordinators, SEMA, NEMA, and to try and speak to the children ourselves. So essentially we verified the vulnerability of the children ourselves and prepared all of their details, their ages, the demographics, the gender. We worked on those so as to be able to be better prepared at the center for their needs.
Our objective was bring them in, show them love, keep them safe, and basically solve any problem that they came in with. And as they came in, they began to settle. So the way the center is structured is such that the children go through a home and they have a mother, they have a father, they have that figure there. They have siblings, brothers and sisters. That creates the bond, it creates the love, there's trust. They kind of teach each other, they help each other. And very quickly, we saw that working out well. And one of the beautiful things the center has been able to do is also unify families. There are children who know that they have a brother, they have a sister somewhere else, and they haven't seen each other in 5 years, they haven't seen each other in 4 years. And we've been able to bring those children together, unite them, and it's amazing.
These children who had no homes a few months ago or for the past few years have their own home, a place they can call home, a place where they can wake up in the morning and they feel they have clean water to take their shower and put on their clothes and go to school. That's what is giving me the greatest satisfaction.
So just the process of having a routine that they can count on has been very, very stabilizing for the children.
In a span of about 6 weeks, we've seen changes. They're challenging us, and they tell us, in 3 weeks I'll be speaking English. In 3 months I'll be speaking English. There's an innovation hub where the children can basically be and do anything from robotics to 3D printing to animation and coding. And it's interesting how we've begun to expose the children to this, and they're building all sorts of things, Lego robotics, and able to understand simple concepts of electricity and how that works. And there is a farm, which is about 1 hectare, where they would learn not just farming to eat, but farming and the business side of farming. Now, for us to support their learning, the ability of that child to learn, it's important to have the right kind of person working with that child. And we went through a rigorous process to get good qualified teachers and teaching support staff. And to drive this point home further was to take these teachers to meet with the Vice President in Abuja, hearing from him directly what the vision of this center is, what it is that we're hoping to achieve.
Why do we have to do this? It's only an opportunity for us to prove a point that we can educate young people in this country properly to the very highest standards, provide them with the very best facilities, provide them with the very best of teachers, give them an opportunity, the sort of opportunity that anybody, anywhere, any child anywhere in the world will be proud of. And a good number of people, genuinely believe that help can come from those of us who are slightly better than themselves. And that we owe it a duty to lift them up and to do our very best for them in whatever way we can.
We will still continue to do more to create an enabling environment, a comfortable environment for these thousands of children to have a home to live in, to have a place to go to school, and to have a healthcare center.
And I'm sure that when people see what we've done, more people will give money, more institutions will contribute to this, and I think we can create these sorts of environments in several different places, especially in the Northeast for a start, where there is great need for these kinds of facilities for the children who are displaced.